Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Old School English Teacher. Today we're going to be talking about the colon. It's important to know the rules and use the colon with confidence, especially in academic writing. Let's start. Colons are used to emphasize an explanation, a list, or a quotation. And I have examples of each of those for you to see. Here is an example of using the colon for an explanation. Oddly enough, I love doing laundry, colon. The hum of the washing machine, the perfume detergent, and the warm clothes out of the dryer represent temporary domestic order. Okay, notice that this is a complete thought, a complete sentence. But then we have the explanation set up with a colon. Here's an example of a list. Don't bother me unless there is an emergency, blood, loss of consciousness, or a missing sibling. So notice we have a complete thought here, but then we're going to embellish it with a list, and so we set that up with a colon. And our third example is of a quotation. Helen Keller, both deaf and blind since birth, expressed her love of literature. Notice the colon is setting up this quotation. Literature is my utopia. No barrier of the senses shuts me out from the sweet, gracious discourse of my book friends. There are also other uses of the colon. After a salutation in a business letter, use a colon. Between titles and subtitles, use a colon. Colons are used between the city and publisher in bibliographies. So here we have how we would cite a book on our Works Cited page, and here is the city, and we have a colon, and then the publisher. Colons are also used in ratios. We know that from our math classes. They're also used in cooking. When cooking brown rice, the ratio between water and rice is 2:1. Colons are used between chapter and verse in biblical references. So here we have our quote from the Bible, and then enclosed within parentheses is our citation, Proverbs. The chapter is 19, colon, and then the verse. The colon is also used to indicate hours, minutes, and seconds. For example, the last train to Paris is scheduled to depart at 8:50 p.m. Now notice there are no seconds listed in this, but if we were at a track meet or swim meet, we would definitely list the seconds and the tenths of seconds, separating them with a colon. So your student practice is going to be a little different. I'm not going to have you do anything right now. I want you to take your knowledge of colons and I want you to apply it in everyday life, because that's really how you're going to remember it. So correctly use the colon in the body of your next research paper, whether you're explaining something, you're setting up a quotation, or a list. And then of course you're going to use it in your bibliography, your Works Cited page. And for the next 30 days, this is your student practice. I want you to use the colon when you text or email. And you'll know how to do it. And your friends might think you're quirky because you're doing this, but you just respond with, hey, I'm learning my punctuation principles, and the best way to learn is by practicing and using them. When you are using the colon with confidence, you write with more authority. Okay, my recommendation today is English Grammar and Punctuation Guide by Quick Academic Studies. And one of my students showed me that she had this and how she was able to just flip very quickly when she had a punctuation or a grammar question. And so, and I've noticed other students using it. It's only $6.99. It's laminated. I'm pretty sure it's a trifold, and it fits into your 3-ring binder. And what I want you to know, I don't get any compensation or remuneration from these recommendations that I give you. They are books and reference books that I have used, that I have found extremely helpful. My students have benefited from them, and some of my students have recommended books and reference books. So anyway, that is all I have for you today, and I hope that you enjoy using your colons when you text and email, and I wish you good luck and good writing.